Well, hello there, and thank you for tuning in. Let's talk about turnaround success. Let's talk about what turnaround success means. And right off the hop, I'm not talking about safety first. We had to have no incidences. We got that memo. Same thing with no environmental incidences. We got that memo too. And I don't think there ever was any debate over finishing on time and at least close to your budget. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about completing all of the work. Now, I would have this question at the closeout of any project. Did we complete all of the work? But in turnaround, the question has a much more magnified meaning, because if you remember the process that we went through to screen our scope and ensure that every hour of work that went into a turnaround schedule was work that was necessary and had to be completed during the shutdown. So when we don't do that work, what does that really mean? And what have we really set ourselves up for? So this is a question that I don't see people answering to very much. And let me give you an example from my own past. This is going way back to I had hair, and I was operations coordinator in a turnaround for the turnaround. I was actually operations coordinator for the whole turnaround, but in one particular unit, I remember this particular story. Now, this was only going to be a 14-day shut, and to be fair, many of us realized it wasn't possible to complete a 14-day shut in that particular facility. I'm not talking about a compressor battery here. This was a substantial facility. Anyway, in this unit it was termed the absorption unit, and in the absorption unit there's high pressure absorption vessels and furnaces and fractionating towers, etc., etc. Well, in this particular shutdown, I do recall on day seven of a 14-day shut, the vessel blinds for those absorption vessels finally were in place. And on day 8 of the shutdown, I was instructed to turn around the crews that were coming down to open manways and have them pull blinds instead, that we were canceling that work. So that's just one of many, many examples I could cite from my past, but that really happened. And there really were some pretty big downstream consequences of that. Don't bet against the regulator would be the message I would take out of that one. They will catch you and you will be in trouble. And that's how it should be. That's what we as Canadian citizens would expect would happen in that case. In any event, more and more I see people talking about calling a turnaround successful as long as it met the safety KPI and was more or less on schedule and more or less on budget. Those things are important, and certainly you're not successful if you don't do those things. But if you didn't do all the work, then I just can't get on side with calling that success. I just can't. So have a good Sunday afternoon. Peace out.